3, 2. Alrighty, folks. Thank you for tuning in here at the North Alabama WXWatch team. My name is Nicholas Driver. We're going to go ahead and go on coverage with this current severe thunderstorm warning that we have now in effect for the region here. This would include regions of Lauderdale, Limestone, Lawrence, Madison County. Excuse me. It's early in the morning. Again, that would be Lauderdale, Limestone, Lawrence, and Madison County, including Lincoln County, Tennessee. But main areas are here. What we're expecting is up to quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, that would be quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We'll go ahead and kind of take a look at the basics here. Here's your normal reflectivity. We'll talk about our warning real quick. While we're at it, severe thunderstorm warning issued Monday at 12:46 a.m. Central Daytime. Expires Monday 1:30 a.m. Central Daytime. The storm is moving directly east at 37 miles per hour. Hail threat radar indicated max hail size up to 1 inch. Wind threat radar indicated max wind gust 60. Locations could be impacted, which is Huntsville, Madison, Athens, Marineville, Morris Mill, Redstone, Arsenal, Hazel Green, Rogersville, Ardmore, and Town Creek. So if you're in those areas, go ahead and be tuning in here. Move into an interior room of a building. Be sure to stay away from windows and doors, and just take that to note. So we do have a few other showers that is currently developing. Bear with me real quick as I try to get a radar on these. This on. There it is. There we go. So our most severe storms are towards our northeast at this time. These storms will move into the area here in a moment, and I'll talk about our newest mesoscale discussion, which is what the National Weather Service uses to talk to us, pretty much. So currently we have a few scattered showers and thunderstorms towards Red Bay, Russellville, including Moulton as well, and Cortland. And these storms can grow later tonight. We will have to deal with those throughout the rest of tonight. But this warning is going to continue until about 1:15, 1:30 into the morning. So if you're out here and you're being awoken by your weather radio or your local news station weather app, this is what we're dealing with at this time. So if you're towards Rogersville, Athens, Huntsville, going into Moores Hill, Lester, Elkmont, Madison, and Town Creek, you folks are in this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that would be for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'll go ahead and talk about our severe warnings up here. These are going to be moving into the North Alabama region here within the next coming hours now. The next coming hour, we got 2 to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that are for Jackson, Lexington, Henderson, and Bolivar, Tennessee. These are moving at least southeast around most likely 50 miles per hour. This is within a stronger line of storms with gustier winds. All of these storms that are in this area, and I'll go ahead and try to draw me a track. Manual tracking. We're going to go ahead and pull up manual tracking for me, please. That would be great. Oop, that's not. Bear with me here, folks. I'm trying to get a manual track drawn. Nope, this is not working this morning. I think it's just me and my hands. Right, there we go. So these storms are moving at a northeastern direction at around that. Alright, there we go. So here's us a line on when the strongest of the storms will move through the region here, and I'll kind of give us a bigger view. We have that one severe warning here. We'll talk about that one real quickly here in just a moment. But we do have the strongest line of storms that will be moving through the region here shortly. So Florence, you got about 16 minutes until impact. This will move into the region around 1:16 a.m. Central Daytime. Our track goes in Tennessee. If you're out here, you got to 1:18 out here north of Tullahoma, Tennessee. You got 1:48, 1:58 a.m. towards Dunlap. If you're down south towards Florence, Russellville, Hartselle, and Russellville, you got about 21 more minutes. Hartselle, you got about 26 if you're in Huntsville, 22. So 122. These storms will continue to move through the region, bringing gusty winds up to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour, and some larger hail as well. We'll go ahead and draw one last storm track before we head out on this one line that is currently towards Athens or Limestone County. The strongest line would be in this, whoop, way too close there. In this general area here, just directly west or northwest of Athens, in that little area there. I'll go ahead and again draw us a track on the storm. Whoop, why are we holding it? See, this is actually a bigger line of storms. These storms are moving about 30-ish. So if you're towards Athens, Huntsville, or Harts, good Lord, that is Harvest. I do apologize. You got till 1:34 a.m. Central Daytime if you're in Harvest, Mentorineville, 1:54 a.m. Hazel Green, 1:55 Morse Hill. You got till 1:59 a.m. I think we're gonna draw as a bigger track than this because this is a bigger thunderstorm that we have that is issued. So I just want to get a better track on when this thunderstorm moves through, and just to kind of show you folks what we're seeing and what we're expected to see out here. So strongest line, this is moving just about due east at around 35-ish miles per hour. So if you're in Harvest, you got about till 1:03. So you got about 1 minute to these storms move into your region. Let me just make sure that these storms are moving at the time that I think they are. Bear with me, folks. Let's see. Yep, moving east at 35. So, all right, good to go. So if you're in Harvest, you got about 1 to 2 more minutes until this line of storm or this area of storms move into your region. If you're in Madison, you got about 1 to 11 minutes, or excuse me, 8 minutes until impact. If you're in Morse Hill, you got about 19. If you're towards Skyline, you're probably going to get about 20 to 25-ish minutes towards High Top, 47. So if you're in these areas and are getting awoken by maybe some lightning or thunder, go ahead and take that to note that we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, mainly for quarter size hail and 65 mile per hour wind gust. Hey, welcome in, Travis. All right, folks. Well, that's going to be it for now. We do have a mesoscale discussion that's came out. We'll talk about that real quickly before we head out. We just got this new mesoscale discussion. Let me pull it up on here. I do apologize if I sound drowsy this morning. That is just the way it is. Whoa, that's not what. I think. Meso. Nope. Bear with me here, folks. I'm trying to figure out where my mesoscale discussions would be at. I know I have mesoscale discussions somewhere, but I just cannot find them. Alright, well, that being said, we do have a possible tornado watch that will be added for parts of our northwestern to all of North Alabama counties. That tornado watch will most likely go on to the early morning hours. And we do have a lot of CAPE out here that will support of possible tornadoes. Yeah, I agree with you, Timothy. Welcome in as well. So a tornado watch is likely for the area in North Alabama. That is going to uh, be warranted. We got, uh, they're actually going to issue that. So, all right. All right, folks, thank you for tuning in. We will still be available throughout the rest of the evening and or the rest of the night and early morning hours. I will be on standby continuing to watch the storms, but we do continue to have a uh, distraction. Bear with me, folks. All right, so we're currently looking at velocity or base velocity. I want to double make sure that I'm not missing anything before we go out, because the storm does look a little funny. Alright, so I don't, it may be broadly trying to rotate, but right now it is just a severe thunderstorm. Warning with possible 1 inch in size hail or quarter size and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Again, if you're in Rogersville, Athens, Elkmont, Harvest, Hazel Green, Moores Hill, Huntsville, and Madison, you need to be watching this storm closely and be in a safe place for them momentarily. But hey, folks, thank you for tuning in here at the North Alabama WX Watch team. I'll be on standby throughout the rest of this morning, keeping a close eye on these severe storms, and I'll keep you updated. Thank you for tuning in, and y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all's night. All right, welcome back, folks. We now have two new severe thunderstorm warnings for the North Alabama region. One for Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, Limestone, and Morgan County, and another for Limestone and Madison and Jackson County in Alabama. Both of these are carrying quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour gusty winds. Our severe thunderstorm warning out here just towards the west continues as well. This one was just recently issued for the Selmer, Savannah, and Luca, Mississippi, and Tennessee regions up there, where we're continuing to see this line of storms move through. We're also seeing just some spotty supercellular type of storms developing, really just scattered in nature, but these are producing small hail and gusty winds possibly. Both of these are radar indicated, so they're not confirmed. But we got 53 minutes on this one warning towards Limestone, Huntsville, and Jackson, or Limestone, Madison, and Jackson counties. Then we got 38 minutes on the one towards Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, and Morgan County, Alabama. So a heavy rain can be expected, and small hail and gusty winds as well, up to 60 miles per hour. We'll go ahead and kind of take a look at the logics as well once again on these storms. What's up, Ian? Good morning. Take a look at the storms real quick. We got a whole bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings getting issued in Tennessee, so those are going to be issued for our area here very soon. I'm most likely on agreement. Also, we do have a new tornado watch in effect as well. But looking at velocity, not really seeing much. I know I was watching this storm over the Limestone and Madison County regions for any rotation. It was broadly rotating at one point, but at this time it is now just producing hail up to quarter size and gusty winds at the moment. And this storm down here is just a blob of heavy rain, hail, and again, gusty winds with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. If you're in Russellville, Moulton, Hillsboro, Decatur, Hartsville, and Falkville, you are in the severe thunderstorm warning until about 2:30 a.m. Central Daytime. If you're up here towards the regions of, bear with me here, if you're up here towards Athens, Harvest, Hazel Green, Huntsville, Madison, Woodville, Skyline, and High Top, you're in this warning for another 52 minutes. This will be allowed to expire around 2:30 a.m. Central Daytime, and this one will actually be allowed to expire at 2:15 a.m. Central Daytime, down farther south than this one. So we'll continue monitoring both of these cells as they go through the region. I'm going to use high top radar real quick to see the storm here, and you can actually see there's a few pockets of obvious. See if I can. I cannot. I don't know how to. All right, bear with me, folks. I'm just trying to figure out something real quick. I can't figure it out. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, I was trying to use a pen, but I'm not able to use it right now. But if you're in Harvest, Hazel Green, New Market, Moores Hill, Moores Mill, excuse me, there's some pockets of hail being noted on radar currently throughout the region. So if you're out in those areas, you do need to be moving indoors. And you're probably being awoken currently by a few flashes of lightning and a few rumbles of thunder out there and some heavier rain. So that's the current in that area. If you're towards the, again, Russellville, Moulton, Hartselle, and Decatur region, you're probably also being woken up by the lightning and thunder out there as this continues. We're going to watch this sail farther south of this one, as this one could be next to get issued if it strengthens to that region there. And then again, we are watching these storms up here. Alright, so that's all I got for you folks at this time. Thank you for tuning in here at the North Alabama WX Watch team. My name is Nicholas Driver. We will be back once again if there's a new warning warranted or if we need to go live for anything else. But thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned with the North Alabama WX Watch team, coverage you can count on. Alright, folks, we just got a tornado warning issued for Hazel Green and High Top, or this is Madison and Jackson counties, Alabama. This is going to warrant us to stay live. And here's that rotation that is currently ongoing just southeast of Hazel Green, Alabama. That is in Madison County. Yeah, that's southeast of Hazel Green and Madison County. New Market, this warning, or this rotation is heading generally south of your location, but you need to be in a safe place if you're in New Market, High Top, and Skyline. We'll zoom in a little bit closer if you're in Hillsboro, New Market, Fanning's Crossing, excuse me, Larkin, Estill Fork, Baileytown, Princeton, towards Francisco, Coptown, High Top, Cave Spring, going towards Allison and Skyline, Baileytown. Uh, and y'all need to be all in your safe place now. Move into an interior room of a sturdy building. Be sure to put a bicycle helmet on top of your head and take shelter now. This is a serious situation. You don't need to go. Many of us are just waking up to this warning. I hope you were aware of this. And you need to be continuing to be aware of this. I was really closely watching this storm. It did have broad rotation earlier, and it has since enhanced, and now we have that light to broad velocity couplet there, and the National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has decided that it is warranted to go tornado warning. So that's why we got our tornado warning here. This warning will expire in another 35 minutes. We'll go ahead and read the bulletin real quick. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued tornado warning for northwestern Jackson County and northeastern Alabama, northeastern Madison County and north central Alabama, south central Franklin County and middle Tennessee until 2:30 a.m. Central Daytime at 1:50 a.m. Central Daytime. A severe thunderstorm warning, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Moores Hill, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: tornado. Source: radar indicated rotation. Impact: flying debris will be dangerous to those caught outside without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near New Market around 1:55 a.m. Central Daytime. Take cover now. Move into an interior room of a sturdy building, preferably a basement or a shelter, and stay there until this warning is allowed to expire. Again, you need to take shelter now if you're in New Market, High Top, and Skyline. Let me go ahead and get us a better view of this storm. I'm having a little bit of radar issues, so bear with me. That's why we are using radar scope, because we are having some radar issues. It always has to happen at the wrong time. I don't know what is going on with some of this. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. There we go. We are now able to see the tornado warning. That's better. Let's go ahead and draw you a storm track. This storm is moving around 30, 43, 45 miles per hour. This is moving east. We're going to draw you a storm track and so you can see it better on what you can expect. And let's go ahead and get that done for you. Bear with me real quick. Whoops. I don't know why I keep doing that. Alright, this is moving about 45 miles per hour. Alright, so if you're in Newmarket, this will be in your area within 2 minutes. If you're in Newmarket, 2 a.m. is when this storm will move into your region. If you're in High Top, you got till 2:24 a.m. If you're in Stevenson, you got till 2:43. If you're in Aromie, Alabama, you got till 2:47 a.m. If you're in Bridgeport, 2:53, and South Pittsburgh, you got till 2:55. So in Newmarket, you should already be in your safe place now. This is a gnarly storm. If you're right here, this is where the velocity couplet is really at here. If you are right underneath this here, you got 1 minute. You should be already in your safe place now if you haven't been already. This is a dangerous situation here. It's not confirmed. This is radar indicated rotation. Let's go ahead and pull up that velocity. And here it is right here. You can see that velocity couplet right down here. We may draw our storm track just a little bit farther south. Let me confirm that that's our velocity real quick. Yep. All right. So I'm going to draw our storm track just a little bit closer right here, if it would let me. It's not letting me, folks. Bear with me once again. I don't know, I'm having a bunch of radar issues today. Oh, our storm track is just not working. That's wonderful. Alright, if you are, I'm going to go ahead and just do this myself because we are having issues. They allow this warning to go expired? I didn't think so. We got till 2:30 a.m. Central Daytime until this warning goes expired. If you are north of Morris Hill and south of Newmarket, you should be already in your safe place. This is impacting relatively dense areas of just foresty, but there is a few homes here and there that is in and around this region. You need to be in your safe place now if you're not already. Moving back over here towards Radar Omega, very gnarly storm moving over the high top region. You need to be in your safe place very soon, or at least now. Go ahead and move into an interior room of a sturdy building. Put a bicycle helmet on if you can, and stay there until this warning is allowed to expire. We got, again, another 31 minutes until this is allowed to go expire. I will go ahead and try to draw us a storm track. It's moving about 45 miles per hour. Alright, this gives us a better view of more towns as well, so that's better for us. If you're in Princetown, you got 14 minutes. Larkin, you got 15. Swam, you got 16. Estelle Fork, you got 18. High Top, you got 24. Carnes, 34. Cave Springs, 34. Bass, 38. Fackler, 39. Rash, 39. Going towards Iruka, 40, and Card Switch, you got 42. That's a population of 422 people that are out in front of this. You need to be moving to a safe place now if you haven't been already. I hope you're in a safe place if you're in Newmarket. This is mainly a quick spin-up tornado, or velocity couplet here. It is still there, but it's definitely weakening. That's the good thing. That's what we want to see. But it is still there, and we're going to continue monitoring it as it goes through the region. Real quickly, I want to break off of this tornado warning and talk about our severe thunderstorm warnings that we have down here. This severe thunderstorm warning here was allowed to be extended towards the Colbert, Lauderdale, and Franklin County, Alabama region. That is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1 inch in size hail or quarter size. Most likely going to see a new severe thunderstorm warning down here towards Hamilton, Alabama. So if you're in Hamilton, go ahead and get prepared. In Hackleburg, Haleyville, a new warning is possible for your region. This is probably Going to be warranted later. This is going to kind of have a odd warning. There's a special weather statement, so I'm in agreement with that. So a special weather statement is now for Hamilton and Haleyville and Happleburg, Alabama. So that continues for another 14 minutes for pea-sized hail, most likely, and frequent lightning, 60 or 50 mile per hour winds, 40 mile per hour winds, and heavy rainfall. This one right here is going to be one to watch. Every single one of these are going to be something to watch for. I'm really generally not surprised that this went warned because I was watching it earlier and it had some interesting looks to it. But right now, the good news is it is looking better. It's looking like it's starting to break up, and that's the good news. But the bad news is we're getting some all kinds of areas where we could get a wraparound, and they did continue that warning for another 28 more minutes. So New Market, you're still in this. Fanning Crossings, part of y'all are still in this warning as well. So this warning continues for another 28 minutes. I hope you're in a safe place still if you haven't moved there already. We're continuing to cover this live. We have a tornado warning for the Madison and Jackson County regions. I do apologize there. I was trying to make a quick post about this warning so people would get that warned to the people who are not tuned in. If you're in and near New Market, Larkin, Still Fork, Baileytown, Princeton, High Top, Skyline, uh, Jericho, and Cave Springs, Allison, you need to be in your safe place now. Move into an interior room of your sturdy building and stay there until this warning is allowed to be expired. This warning does continue, and this is where our velocity couplet is at right here. And what we're looking at is velocity. Velocity is the thing that we use to take a look at the inside parts of the storms and see what's going on. And normally when you get reds and greens kind of coupled together, or darker greens, lighter greens together, or darker reds and lighter reds, that's normally a generalized area of rotation. These are heading towards the radar, and that's why we're getting that darker green and lighter green. But by the time it moves out and away from the radar, we'll see that lighter red and darker green kind of thing. It's just an odd thing within that, but that's how velocity works in a way. They let us see the inside of the storms and see what's going on, and that's how we tell if it's rotating or not. And we're going to pull up CC, and a CC is a thing that we use to check if there's anything other than possible rain, or it's just not correlating with the radar. That being said, you could have leaves, trees, cars, trucks, houses, shingles, whatever's on the ground being lifted up in the air, and normally you get that signature debris ball. This is just noise, but this is what it would look like right there. That's exactly what it would directly look like. But again, there's not even a couplet down there. It's in an area of noise, so it's not any concern. We continue to see our severe thunderstorm warnings up here continue into the Florence and Muscle Shoals region. These storms are weakening a little bit. I'm seeing that start to happen as they begin to move through the region. That's the good news on that end, but we are still dealing with spotty thunderstorms out here towards the region, and we're staying live due to this warning that we have that's also continuing. Again, if you are joining me live, we got a severe tornado warning for New Market going into Larkin, Princeton, Baileyton, Skyline going to Eastdale Fork, Jericho, High Top, Skyline, Menard Cove, Allison, Cave Spring, and Goins. Alabama, that's going to be within the Madison and Jackson County regions. You need to be taking shelter now. Be sure to find a bicycle helmet or anything that you need to put on your head, and do that now as you're taking shelter. This storm is moving at 45 miles per hour eastward. So let's go ahead and draw us a new storm track. I want to get a view of that velocity real quick before I do that. That's where our velocity is right there. It's moving at 45 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and draw the track to about the warning. And let's go ahead and call out names. If you're in Larkin, you got about 11 minutes. Swam, you got 12. Estille Fork, you got 15. High Top, 21. Carnes, 30. And Cave Springs, 30. We got about a population of 422 that will be affected by this. You need to be taking shelter now. This is a fairly broad weakened rotation now. It's not as strong as it was, earlier, but it is still one that we're going to continue to watch for. I'm going to look down here real quick. Nothing's going on around the Lawrence County region, but I am really going to continue to watch this storm as well. It's got that wonderful little hook look. Not anything to really be concerned of, but I am watching it very carefully. And same with these storms down here towards Hackleburg and Phil Campbell. And even these storms, interesting thing I do want to mention, a lot of these storms tend to have this, what would you call it, sickle look to them. And that indicates our shear. If you look at a hodograph, that lets us take a look in the upper atmosphere. It sometimes will have that curve to it. And right now, if we were to take a hodograph, I bet you they'd be showing this right now. Because they're looking curved. I wouldn't say much about it, but they are looking curved. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the areas of Lawrence, Limestone, Madison, and Morgan counties, Alabama. We're probably going to hear my weather radios go off here very soon, within the next couple of minutes. If they do catch up. There they go. So we got a new severe thunderstorm warning for the region. Again, we continue to see a severe thunderstorm warning for the Decatur regions now moving into Madison County. So if you're in Decatur, go ahead and be moving into an interior room of a sturdy building. This is moving into your area very, very soon. So you need to be in a safe place now. If you're tuned in to me here on live Facebook, you need to be in your safe place now if you're towards the High Top, New Market, and Skyline regions of North Alabama, or of Madison and Jackson County, Alabama. We continue to see our severe thunderstorm warnings down here as well. This is precautionary warnings down here, I believe. Frequent lightning is going on towards Phil Campbell, Alabama. So if you're in Phil Campbell, you're probably being awoken by that lightning. Same with you in Decatur. So y'all need to be really keeping an eye on this. I bet you could probably hear the High Top if there is warning sirens going off out here. I bet you can hear it. New area interests me down here. This is mainly going to be linear right now. This is what is going on at the moment. This is turning at a linear point, but there is an area right down here just south of Ryland that I am going to watch. And weird enough, we got a weird, almost like, I don't know what that is, but it's just an area of rain where it developed. Rain is kind of funny sometimes, I don't know. But again, if you're towards the High Top, you're getting possibly some frequent lightning, hail, and gusty winds moving through the region. You are still under a tornado warning for another 20 minutes. So go ahead and be moving to your safe place if you can. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this. We're going to use another radar. No, I'm going to keep it at that. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's just continue using this one. We are going to pull, yeah, that's better. All right, so if you're around the High Top and Skyline region, right now I am watching an area where straight line damaging winds will be possible now. I think the rotation has really weakened. This has become a straight line damaging wind thing. You could see that rotation just southeast of Newmarket there, really throughout this whole region right here. Um, that does continue. It's included north, so it's included into the storm and it continues a little bit, but now it's becoming a linear threat. So we'll see what the National Weather Service thinks of this. We'll see if they will expire this warning or let it continue. They may have let it continue for a few more minutes throughout the region, as it is warranted, in my opinion. Still continuing to watch these storms in Decatur and these areas out here. But as of now, we're just waiting on this warning to expire, and we'll see what goes up next. But folks, if you are, I'm just going to go ahead and say your name again. If you're towards High Top, Skyline, you need to be in your safe place now. Move there until the warning is allowed to expire from your region. Let's see. Quarter size hail is now being expected, so that's about 1 inch in size hail that's falling. This is getting kind of close to the radar, so it's going to be harder for us to really see what's going on within the storm. So that's our unfortunate thing right now. But I am watching it closely. Okay, this cell in Hackle, just southwest of Hackle. Actually, that's west of Hackleburg. This one I am not liking. I'm going to really say that right now. I am not liking this one. I'm going to closely be watching. I just want to note this ahead of time. If this does do its thing, if we if we see it try to begin to rotate, this is going to be a storm that I'm actually really going to really watch for. That's what I'm saying right now. It's not really severe warned, other than the parts in Russellville and Phil Campbell. But it is an area that I am watching. So far, we only have 2 tornado warnings, one in Arkansas, one in Alabama. They're going to let this warning continue for a few more minutes. I'm quite sure by that. So that's a severe thunderstorm warning that was for the Alabama region, or Lawrence, Morgan County region here, was allowed to expire. This one continues into this area. Large quarter-sized hail, gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour, and frequent lightning, and moderate to heavy rainfall. It's going to be falling over the Decatur region. Matter of fact, if you're in Trinity, Moulton Heights, Sherwood Estates, and Simpson, you need to be in your safe place, as you're most likely getting hail falling at this moment. I want to real quickly make sure we didn't have a quick spin up or anything like that. Nope. That's the good news. We got another 15 minutes on this warning. Keeping an eye on the National Weather Service chat to see what they think. But if you're out in front of this, you need to continue being in your safe place. That's the words I'm looking for. I think the velocity has definitely weakened. Okay, so we're going to continue this warning. So the National Weather Service is really watching this storm, and it does continue. Madison County was now cut off of this, so we're going to keep this storm ongoing. It is still rotating, and the National Weather Service thinks it should continue. So they're probably going to allow it to continue until it expires. I want to move down here towards Hackleburg one more time. This storm, if it gets its act together, it's going to be interesting. And if the environment allows it to, this could track. Hold on. This area right here can track towards this way, if I'm correct. Hmm. Yeah, if it does do something. Right now it's trying to do something, but um, that would go kind of close to home. That would go fairly close to home if it does. So we're really going to have to watch that storm down there. Moving back up north towards the high top region. You need to continue being in your safe place if you're in Larkin, Estelle Fork, Baileytown, high top, going to Jericho, Cave Spring, Allison, Gone Sea. You need to really be in your safe place and stay there until this warning is allowed to expire. The National Weather Service continues to see rotation within the storm as it's approaching. The high top radar is becoming harder to see what's going on at this time, but take this to note. You need to be in your safe place if you're around the high top region. This is a very mountainous region, and just because we're seeing mountains doesn't mean anything. It's going to mean that you're just going to see the same amount of tornadoes as before. Let's take that note as we've seen the other day when those multiple tornado warnings were issued for the Alabama region. Didn't really matter that we had mountains out here. That matter of fact, that mountains kind of enhanced those warnings or those storms, and that's when we continued seeing that. But we're continuing to see this tornado warning for High Top and Larkin, Steel Fork, Baileytown, Cave Spring, Allison, Gaunt, and Jericho, Alabama. That's moving into Jackson County. Uh, Jackson County is now the only county to be under a tornado warning. Madison County was allowed to be expired from this warning, so if you're in Madison County, you're in the clear from that. You are still under a severe thunderstorm warning, so take that to note. But that is also moving out of your region here soon. This one behind it is going to move in the same area. So Huntsville and Madison, you are going to be next in this other one behind that. That's currently over Decatur. So go ahead and be moving to your safe place away from doors and windows. Now we have 3 tornado warnings, one in Tennessee going into Virginia, and one in Arkansas, and one in Alabama. So one in Alabama is the one that we're focusing on. This one continues for another 11 minutes. Watching each and every one of these cells very closely. Even if there's not a tornado on the ground, we're definitely dealing with straight line damaging winds out in front of this line, so you need to be going ahead and taking shelter if you haven't been already. Damaging winds can be just as damaging as a tornado, so if you're around the high top skyline region, go ahead and stay in that safe place until this warning is allowed to expire. Again, you got about 11 minutes. Go ahead and bring you a bicycle helmet and put it on top of your head. Find an interior room of a sturdy building. Get away from doors and windows. If you've got family, pets, go ahead and bring them in and just kind of stay in an interior room of a sturdy building. Stay with me and I'll keep you updated on this warning as it continues. The National Weather Service hasn't said much about it just yet. I want to go talk about our current severe thunderstorm warnings out here. These cells down here is what I'm really watching for. Right here and right here, just north of Hodges and just west of Hackleburg. These areas here are something to really watch for. If they begin to rotate, that will warrant a tornado warning, but these are just giving a funny look that I'm not liking. So that's why I'm keeping this keeping a watch on these. If they do get tornado warned, and if they do start rotating, they will track this way. So these areas just south of Moulton, that is where this storm will track into. So take that to note. It's a little close to home. Yeah. So let's just hope it doesn't do that though. With this storm being so close to radar, it is super hard to tell if it's rotating, and I believe that's also why the National Weather Service continued this warning, because of the fact that we can't really confirm that it's not rotating yet, because literally the rotation's right on top of the radar, or at least south of it. That being said, we're getting a lot of noise and a lot of graphical things, and that's the bad thing about these storms, is that they just move right on top of these storms. You get to a dead zone pretty much, and it's pretty annoying when you're tracking severe weather. But it is what it is. Matter of fact, this area up here, I have noticed, is the most area to get tornado warnings ever, really. If you're going from logistically in this direction. Within 2023, 2024, this area up here has been the area with most tornado warnings, in my opinion. Now, we have had a few down here, most definitely, but they're not as common as it is up here. I think that's because a lot of storms can like move eastward a lot of the time, and that's what kind of affects it in a way. To my one viewer, again, we are continuing to really keep a coverage on the high top storm here. If this area right here is allowed to kind of wrap around itself, right now it's got a really big back half here, just a wind area. So it's going to take a lot for it to, go into itself, or include into itself, if we would like to say. But if we do see a little hook come out right here, or just a little, I can't remember what you would call it. My brain's not working. But if we do see something down there, that could warrant another possible rotation. So if you are in that area, continue to really keep an eye on these storms. I'll be right here watching it for you. If you're in Florence, you are beginning to see that really towards Waterloo. You're beginning to see this line of storms move through and move into the region. These are actually, I'm not getting the best radar imagery on it, but they are looking weak. They're most definitely looking weaker than what they were expected to. And that's the good news. The bad news is that line was going to kind of help us with these storms. And now, really, we're stuck with training supercells, or just cells out here, that's just going to cause a flash flooding issue now. So I do want to mention, if you are around the Havelberg going into Russellville, Moulton, Decatur, Huntsville, Madison, Jackson, and DeKalb County, or excuse me, that would be towards High Top, you're probably going to be dealing with flash flooding later this evening or this morning, as we are seeing training supercells move through the region. That being said, the more heavy rain and hail we see and all that, we're going to see flash flooding become an issue. We're starting to see warnings get expired for this area, and I think the warning over the Colbert and Franklin and Lauderdale County regions are going to be allowed to expire as well, other than this one here, because of how generally weak this is right now. We were expected to see a very, very dark general just line move through, but we've had cells spawn out in front of it. These storms have definitely weakened. The strongest part right now is heading from this way. So that is still coming for the region, if allowed to. So that is something we'll continue to watch for. Got about 5 minutes on the severe warning over Huntsville. They'll probably continue that severe warning out towards Jackson and DeKalb County. I absolutely do believe they will. Alright, unfortunately, we are seeing what I was just talking about. We're seeing that right there. A little bump in the line. They did expire that warning. That's the good news. But the bad news is we're probably going to see it try again. I do unfortunately think we're going to see this try again. There's our new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it. So that's the good news. But the bad news is this storm is going to try again, and that's why we were warranted with that tornado possible tag on it. It is still lightly rotating, but not rotating enough for a tornado warning to be issued. So if you're towards Skyline, High Top, Stevenson, Bridgeport, Hollywood, Scottsboro, Pisgah, Ider, Henniger, Dutton, Valley Head, Shiloh, you folks are now in a severe thunderstorm warning, possible tag. You can expect 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Go ahead and be moving to your safe place now. This is definitely a storm that we're really going to have to keep a watch on. Now I do believe so. There's that warning. weather radios are a little delayed. And so we are continuing to cover these storms. I'm going to go ahead and turn off those weather radios real quick because there's no need. Okay. Alright, so we're back. If you are east of Skyline, northeast generally, you need to be in your safe place now. I'm actually generally generally concerned for this area, and this is why I'm going to continue staying alive. We got a decent area here that's starting to pop out in front of this. So we're probably going to get a new tornado warning if it does its thing. Yep, there it is. Speaking of the devil. We got a new tornado warning that includes the Skyline, Stevenson region. You need to be in your safe place now. I am very, very agreeant with this storm. This is why we continued live coverage and it did not end it because that was the reason why. So very great job to National Weather Service issuing that once again. If you're not in your safe place, you need to be all ready. I want you folks to really be sitting in your safe place. If you haven't been already, just bear with me. I'm going to upload this. And we will talk about it. So we are still covering this live. Hopefully our stream is not delayed. I don't need the stream to be delayed, but we have lost a little bit of frame rate. Alright, anyways, if you are east of Skyline, you need to be moving to your safe place now. If you're on the roadway, get off the roadway now. This is a dangerous storm, in my opinion. We've got 47 more minutes on this line. If you're in Stevenson, go ahead and take shelter. Rath, Stevenson, Haynes Crossing, Cedar Grove, Yucca, Old Fabus, Liberty Hill, Sulphur Springs, Overlook, Flat Rock. You need to go ahead and take shelter now. This is a dangerous storm, in my opinion. We are getting some tighter rotation ongoing. This is what warranted our warning right now. So go ahead and take shelter now. The biggest town we have is Stevenson. This is actually moving towards Stevenson. If this storm wraps itself in, maybe we'll see this thing weaken, but right now I am fairly concerned. I am seeing a little bit of a weekend within that little hook that we had for a moment there. But that being said, we still got rotation ongoing within this generalized area. So we had a little kink in the line, if you would like to say. Excuse me. And that is what we're continuing to see. This storm is very, very dangerous. So you need to be in your safe place if you haven't been already. Go ahead and bring a bicycle helmet with you. Put it on top of your head and take shelter now. If you're in Stevenson, going out towards Cedar Grove, Old Fabus, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, and Liberty Hill, Overlook, Flat Rock, and Hayes Crossing, go ahead and take shelter now. We're going to take a look at our storms down south, down towards southwest. These are starting to do about the same. They're not hooking, thankfully, at the moment, but these are going to be the ones to watch, especially this one towards Hackleburg. I'm really watching that. If you're in Moulton, you're probably hearing some thunderstorms. I think we're going to get a warning, something like that around here. This little hail core is going to move into this warning, so they may allow. I don't know what they're going to do about that one, but I do think it's warranted. These storms up here are starting to somewhat strengthen as they tap into the environment that we have out here. We got a generalized decent environment to support these severe storms out here, so that is why we're getting these. And as I was mentioning, we more commonly see tornado warnings out here towards the high top region, Sand Mountain region, due to just the mountainous terrain and whatever supports it out there, it just always does. The good news is I'm seeing a weakening in that velocity couplet, but it's still there. And folks, you just need to continue being in your safe place. This is where that velocity couplet is. We're going to go ahead and draw a storm track. This is most likely moving at 45 miles per hour. Go ahead and draw a storm track right here. We'll call out names. If you're in Carnes, you got 4 minutes, so I hope you're in your safe place now. If you're in Fackler, 10, and go ahead and be moving there now. Winneville, 12, Stevenson, 14. Update, Carnes, you got about 4. Fackler, now 9. Winneville, 12. Stevenson, 14. Pender Hill, you got till 16 minutes. Yucca, 17. Fabbus, 19. Old Fabbus, 19. Camersonville, 22. Flat Rock, 26. And Yorks Mill, 27. And we're continuing to see a population of almost 2,000 being affected by this one storm. Straight line damaging winds are also possible, up to 60 miles per hour, most likely. You need to be in your safe place now. Unfortunately, we are seeing this thing do another kink. So we're seeing that again. That's not the first time it's done it. We're seeing it do that. I'm getting a lot of rumbles of thunder from my home here towards the area, so I am hearing a lot of thunder as well. So Cedar Grove, Raft, Stevenson, Hayes Crossings, Old Fabbus, Liberty Hill. I do believe this is where that storm is generally going to move. The storm is moving east to northeast at this time. I'm saying northeast because this rotation is kind of going into itself constantly, and it kind of moves the rotation north and north and north. We'll continue seeing that over and over and over. And so it's kind of moving at a northeast location, but at the same time moving at a southeast location, so a lot going on. And here's actually our line catching up. This is another good news thing. If we can get this line to catch up quick enough, this will kill this storm mode here with the supercells. But that's only here, and it needs to move a little bit quicker. Hopefully it will eat up that, but as of now, I'm not seeing that being a thing. Gotten pretty heavy rainfall towards Phil Campbell. It hasn't really strengthened to the point where it can rotate right now, but I am watching it. Currently raining at the studio here. We're continuing to see our tornado warning towards our Stevenson and going into Jackson County, Alabama. So be in your safe place if you're in this generalized area. Rotation has weakened a little bit. We'll continue to see this warning for another 41 minutes. Bear with me here, folks. I'm just reading. So this warning really encompasses about 6,000 people. So, okay, we just got multiple updates. I don't know if that was, they did issue an airport weather warning. So if you're at the airport and you're planning on boarding a plane, it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy. You may have some delays out there towards Madison and Huntsville Airport. Decatur, you're getting a lot of rumbles of thunder and some larger hail. Same with you out here towards Phil Campbell, starting to move into Moulton. So if you're not in your safe place, you need to be already. Stay indoors. Do not go outside to try to look at this. Same with you folks out here towards Stevenson. You need to stay in your safe place, and don't try to look at the storm. It looks like we had a giant storm, but that's just inflow. So that's just inflow. I'm not seeing anything else at this time that's really concerning me. This storm has gone into a damaging wind threat again. So it is still warranted to continue watching it as it goes through. Another 39 minutes. Let's go ahead and read this bulletin real quick. Make sure they don't expire it while I'm reading it. Alright. So the National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Jackson County, northeastern Alabama until 3:15 a.m. Central Daytime. At 2:27 a.m. Central Daytime, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Skyline or 12 miles north of Scottsboro, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-sized hail possible. This is radar indicated rotation. Go ahead and draw that storm track because it has slowed down. So we'll draw that and go about 30. 390. Yeah, that works. Alright, so Stevenson, you got about 9 minutes. Yucca, you got 13. Old Favis, 16. And Favis, you got 16. Population of 1,000. About 2,000 will be affected by the storm. The good news is we're seeing our velocity weaken. Bad news is you can still see that kink in the line. So we are continuing to see it go through. We're probably going to see it continue rotating throughout the next couple of minutes. Okay, I was making sure I was not randomly muted. Oh, me. Oh, wow, this storm just did things. What? Alright, so it's about to get very loud and heavy rain towards Moulton. So if you're Moulton, get prepared with that. Nothing really too big on that. Maybe some small pea-sized hail, but nothing too severe. Indicator's already been fairly loud for you. Probably going to see this warning continue for another couple of minutes. I think they just issued a new warning. Yep, they continued. So what they did was continue this warning. I think they're planning on dropping the tornado warning. They're just going to allow it to sit here for a minute. If they don't drop the tornado warning, they're most likely going to cut this off and maybe continue this. But areas and Kyles and Carnes. Areas in Kyle and Carnes, I would say you are fine, other than that straight line damaging wind threat there. You can see this little kink here. This is where your tornado would be. So this thing is still rotating most definitely. So it's not done yet. I would say, thankfully, this is not getting as bad as it was supposed to. But, I'm not going to say that. I just did, though. It's still, I mean, we got to try a warning. Things are acting in a way they should be, I guess, in the environment that we have out here. You can clearly see that rotation out there. So I just want to say, we have an imminent tornado at most. That's broad, but it's still there. So if you're in Yucca, Old Favis, Cedar Grove, Stevenson, Hayes Crossing, Liberty Hill, Sulphur Springs, Overlook, Flat Rock, you need to be in your safe place now if you haven't been already. If you're tuning in just now, you really need to continue being in that safe place as we're continuing to see this tornado warning throughout the region. Straight line damaging winds is also a very big threat. Golf ball size hail is now falling with this storm. That's most likely going to be radar indicated. This is a considerable warning, so that's new. And I think they're going to issue this as a 70 mile per hour wind threat as well. Folks, if you're out towards Morgan, Limestone, and Madison County, you've now been allowed. Alright, so most of our warnings were allowed to expire throughout the region out here. So we're just seeing general thunderstorm, just quiet, maybe some pea-sized hail, a quiet afternoon or morning here in the Limestone County and Morgan and Madison County region. So the strongest storms are out here now east, so that's a lot better. We're able to cover these, but we'll have to watch these closely as they continue. The lightning activity is starting to pick up. New warning just issued, of course. And it is a tornado possible. So as I was talking about, this storm has been rotating. And we do have a tornado possible tag on it. So that being said, I'm in this warning. I got family in this warning. This goes all the way into Morgan County. So we got that would be Franklin, Colbert County, Limestone, and Morgan County that is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. You need to be moving to your safe place now. Bear with me, folks, as I warn a friend, family friend. I do apologize for the silence. Right. I'll go ahead and post that real quick as well, just to kind of keep people updated. So bear with me, folks. Yeah, I do apologize for the silence. It gets kind of hard for me to talk and post at the same time. And I'm trying to keep people aware of this storm as well. And it does have a tornado possible tag on it. And this is a storm I've been talking about for several minutes now. First, I want to finish talking about our storm out here towards Stevenson. If you're in Stevenson, you're still under a tornado warning. This is now becoming a straight line damaging wind threat once again. They are going to most likely drop that tornado warning, I am hoping. Okay. So we're going to see this warning continue for the next couple of minutes. Welcome in, Kimberly. Sorry, I do apologize. It's So, folks, if you are in Cedar Grove, Stevenson, Old Fabs, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, Liberty Hill, Overlook, and Flat Rock, you need to be in your safe place now. We continue to see our tornado warning for another 31 minutes. The storm is moving at 30 miles per hour, mainly producing golf ball size hail and gusty winds up to 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour. So go ahead and move to your safe place now, even if there's not a tornado on the ground. That being said, we are still seeing winds up to 70 miles per hour. That's a low grade or a EF0 type tornado winds there, if you would put it that way. But we're going to continue seeing this tornado warning for another 31 minutes if they don't decide to cancel it early. As of now, they're going to continue it, and we're going to really watch that one. And I'm really wanting to keep my eyes over here towards this storm that has a tornado possible tag on it. I wonder where and when. Where's that rotation that they are warranting about? There's so much noise with this. It's always hard to tell where your rotation is. But I bet you some of your rotation would be in here. So, and also in this region as well, somewhere around there. So you need to be in your safe place if you haven't been already. Morning, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome in, Rain. Yep, so they did continue that warning. Stevenson, part of your area is still in that warning, but the western part, you are in the clear. You are still under that severe thunderstorm warning with golf ball size hail. So just stay in that safe place for precautionary reasons. Straight line damaging wind threat continues through this area. Tornado threat also continues. So you can definitely tell that that little area went back inside the line, which is the good news for the people out here towards Yucca, Old Albus, going to Sulphur Springs, Flat Rock, Overlook, and Liberty Hill. But that being said, you are still under a tornado warning until You got 29 minutes, so this warning will continue for until I believe 3:15 to 3:30 in the morning. So you need to be staying in your safe place. You are also still under a tornado possible tag considerable severe thunderstorm warning. That being said, large hail is falling, and up to 60, maybe even 70-mile-per-hour winds are out there at this moment. And you can see that indefinitely. That's very strong, gusty winds. I think we're starting to see a new area of possible rotation, maybe trying to pull up here. I'm going to wait for a few more scans, but just in case that is a new area, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Bridgeport, go ahead and move into your safe place if you haven't been already. I think you should have been with these winds anyway. So stay in that safe place if you haven't been already. We're getting heavy rain here at the studio and lots of lightning. I've heard the lightning for the past couple of 20 minutes since we've been live. You can't hear lightning. I mean thunder. It's too early in the morning. I think we're seeing some rotation, possibly towards north, southeast of Town Creek. I'm keeping an eye on that, and maybe some rotation down in this line here. So that's another area that I'm watching as well. Yeah, there may be some rotation ongoing here. There is straight line damaging winds ongoing just south of Priceville, going through Trina, and yep, Trina. So if you're in those areas, go ahead and be in your safe place. This is a damaging wind threat right there. That's continuing. That also may have a beautiful shelf cloud with it. Our line continues to catch up. Probably hearing some rumbles of thunder up here north, but they're mainly quiet. This storm here, that one's to watch. The environment's probably going to be tapped by all these developing storms that we've seen throughout the region, so we'll have to see. You can probably hear the rain on the roof here at the studio. It's getting pretty heavy. Our tornado warning continues for Old Fabs, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, Liberty Hill, Overlook, and Flat Rock. Stay in your safe place and bring a bicycle helmet with you. If you're staying tuned in with me here on the North Alabama WX Watch team, we're continuing to really keep a watch on this one tornado warning that we're continuing to see throughout the region. Yep, there's that area, Bridgeport. I mentioned your name. So, folks, that warning has now been issued for you up there. A new area of rotation for Bridgeport, Bryant, and Eliza. I'm going to assume that's Eliza, Alabama. So go ahead and take shelter now. I mentioned your name before. I hope you were listening. New message scale discussion mentions as we're supposed to possibly see tornadoes continue. So that's going to be something to watch for. We're going to be up late or early. I'm going to go ahead and post this real quick, so bear with me, folks. Bear with me. It'd be nice if I had somebody behind the scenes doing media. Most of my team members are in bed, which is fine. Works with me. They got other areas to watch for as well, so that all works. Plus Memorial Day weekend. That's another thing. Many people are out camping towards Bridgeport and most likely Old Favis, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, Overlook, Flat Rock. So if you're out here, go ahead and take that note that you need to take shelter now. You'll most likely hear that heavy rain on the roof as it continues. Right here, we have a new area that I'm going to watch for. We'll see what it does. Going back up north, if you are out towards Bridgeport, you are under a tornado warning. Now, I mentioned you folks, your names before, and I hope you're in your safe place. If you're not already, go ahead and move there now. This warning is issued for golf ball sized hail. This is radar indicated rotation. Got another 24 minutes on it. This is radar indicated. This storm is dangerous. Bridgeport around 2:55 a.m. So you got just a little bit more time. You need to be taking shelter. Storm is moving at 30 miles per hour. Draw a storm track. That rain that's continuing to fall right now should help cool off our atmosphere. Um, I'm watching my weather station here. I can definitely smell the rain from the house though. If you're in Bryant, you got about 11 minutes, a population of 0 that's going to be affected by this. So this is in a rural area, but that being said, you need to really be in your safe place if you're not already. Bridgeport, you are under this warning as well. We will watch this area of rotation. It's mostly moving east, but at this time, you just really need to be in your safe place. Straight line damaging winds are going to continue. I honestly think this should have a 70 mile per hour warning on it. Let's see. What are we seeing? Yeah, 70. Around that rotation, we're getting about 70. So even if you're not seeing a tornado, 70 mile per hour winds is going to be pretty strong, and that's in generalization, if it was a tornado, this would be an E of 0 within those winds. So that being said, you need to be in your safe place, even if you're not in a warning. Going into Georgia, Trenton, y'all need to be in your safe place as well. Y'all have been under a severe thunderstorm warning for a while now. I want to move back down south towards our storm that we have a tornado possible tag on it. That one's for another 22 minutes. Our storms towards Florence as well are starting to strengthen a little bit. I'm seeing some uptick in possible hail. So that being said, Florence, you may see a severe thunderstorm warning, maybe a special weather statement first, and then we'll most likely see a severe thunderstorm warning possible. There, folks, I'm just viewing the radar. A lot of noise, can't really tell what's going on. But straight line damaging winds are definitely being seen out in this generalized area. These are training thunderstorms, so flash flooding is going to be an issue. Large hail is going to be falling just southeast of Madison. So if you're Madison, take that to note. Large hail continues to fall just south of Bridgeport. Generalized, very isolated area. And this is where our rotation is at now, in this general area. So if you are, I'm going to go ahead and say, you're south of Bryant or north of Eliza on 73, go ahead and be taking shelter now. We're going to continue seeing that warning for the next couple more minutes. You got about 21 minutes there, 21 minutes for the one south of that warning as well. So folks in Yucca, Old Favis, Sulphur Springs, Flat Rock, Overlook, Liberty Hill, going into Bridgeport, Bryant, and Eliza, you folks out there is all in a severe thunderstorm, tornado warning. Many of y'all are probably being awoken by the thunder and the heavy rain and maybe some hail out here towards Lawrence County, Morgan County, Madison, Limestone. So do take that to note. That is a severe warning storm with quarter-size hail possible and a damaging wind threat as well. You need to continue being in your safe place if you're not already. If you're up north towards Bridgeport and Stevenson, east of Stevenson. I'm going to fix up a radar real quick so I can really keep an eye on these storms out here in the Alabama region as well. Because I definitely want to keep, not the Alabama region, on the western side. I want to keep an eye on these storms as well. And stay tuned to the tornado warnings here. And I'll let y'all know if I see anything. So if you're in Bridgeport, again, you're in this warning. If you're toward east of Stevenson, you're also in this tornado warning. So pretend this is a big tornado warning because they're pretty much together at this point. So pretend that's a big tornado warning. and go ahead and take shelter. And just to be safe, if you're in Eliza, Higdon, and Shiloh towards Be Beulah, Beulah, Alabama, you need to be moving to your safe place. This is in Jackson County mainly. Move to your safe place there if you haven't been already. Moving there. More severe thunderstorm warnings are moving closer to the North Alabama region again. That's going to be this one here. Now these are moving east. They're starting to move east following this line. We've been going live for about an hour, continuing to cover these two tornado warnings that we have near Stevenson, Shiloh, and Bridgeport. Large hail and damaging winds right now is the main threat. We just saw a severe thunderstorm warning go expired. Okay, interesting. I think we're going to see a new one continue here soon out for this area once again because of that damaging wind. So a new warning is plausible for this area towards Gurley, Woodville, New Hope, Scottsboro, depending on how large the hail is. Still keeping an eye on this area right here. Yeah, I think this whole thing is trying to rotate. If it was daylight, I would go outside to look, but I don't. It's not daylight, so you can't see it. That's another thing. If we do have a tornado on the ground possibly, you're not going to be able to see it because it's dark. It's pitch black, so you're not going to see it. But I don't think we're going to see one touchdown anytime soon. Yet. Okay. That's not nothing. Straight line damaging winds continues into Georgia. I think these warnings may be allowed to expire here very soon. But if they do, I think I'm going to stay live with you folks. I may click off for a moment, take a minute to just kind of watch these storms. If the new warning gets issued, I'll most likely go back live. But as of now, this is what we got. A mess of training supercells. Not really supercells anymore. It's just a line. The line is catching up with these storms now. That's definite. Special weather statements possible out here towards Oakman, Jasper, Arley, Good Hope, and Coleman. So go ahead and take that to note. If you're in Coleman, Alabama, you need to be keeping an eye on these cells down here. Possible special weather statement to severe thunderstorm warning. That's possible with those. We continue to see our severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado possible tag on it down here towards Lawrence, Colbert, and Morgan, Limestone, and Madison County in Alabama. Our two tornado warnings also continue. I think they're going to allow these two to drop here very soon. I may keep the northern one for a little bit, but the southern one is not needed anymore at this point. These storms are beginning to move into Georgia. So if you're out towards Trenton, Georgia, go ahead and move to your safe place. This storm has history of producing spin-up kind of rotations. I wouldn't say tornadoes, but just spin-up rotations in general. So take that to note. Very loud thunder continuing out here towards the Moulton, Lawrence County, or in Decatur, Morgan County region. You're being awoken by that. Good morning. Mother Nature is saying good morning. So say good morning back. You're towards Huntsville, you're probably hearing that thunder as well. A lot of areas of winds are now being noted on radar. You can see that in multiple areas and that we're seeing that even over here. in this general area. So pretty much, I would say west and east of I-65, you're probably seeing up to 65 mile per hour winds, and or not 65, but about maybe somewhat there. But all right, so our southern storm continues. Our northern storm does not. So I was wrong on that part. But our southern storm, or northern storm, did weaken enough. A new area of rotation, and I see that's probably why they issued that little warning there. New area of rotation is now developing going into Georgia. That's crossing the Alabama and Georgia state line now. So that won't be an issue for us anymore. That will be an issue for Georgia. And whoever covers Georgia, they will take over on that end. But we continue to see our tornado warning over this area towards Old Favis, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, Flat Rock, Overlook, and Liberty Hill. If you're in those areas, you continue to be in a warning. If you're in Elida and Floral Crest, you're also continuing to be in a warning as well. It is really pouring. I don't know if y'all are picking that up on audio, but it is raining here. I'm getting winds up to 12 miles per hour currently. Very, very interesting. We're having issues. Bear with me, folks. We are actually having issues with our stream where we're starting to see the stream go slow. That's a totally big drop on frame rates. That's great. Well, we're going to continue coverage anyway. Hopefully it comes back, but the rain has definitely messed with the internet here. If you are towards Old Favis, Yucca, Sulphur Springs, Liberty Hill, Overlook, Flat Rock, Eliza, and Floral Crest, you continue to be in a warning for another 11 minutes. Stay in your safe place until this warning is about to expire. We're going to see it continue for another couple of minutes. Go ahead and continue staying in that safe place. There's our new tornado warning for Huntsville. Okay. Alright, so if you're in Huntsville, south of Huntsville, you need to be taking shelter now. We are now starting to see this tornado warning continue. Yeah, I don't know. Take that. Alright, let's go ahead and call out names. If you're in Huntsville, South Huntsville towards Chelsea, Fleming Hills, Lily Flag, Regent Forest, Ridgewood, Ryland, Acres, Moontown, Ryland, Maysville, going towards Gurley, Paint Rock, Cherry Tree, Woodward, Cedar Point, Garth, Trenton, Pleasant Grove, and Princeton. You are now under a new tornado warning. That now also continues. Very busy night ahead, unfortunately. Wow. So we got two tornado warnings now. One in Huntsville and Jackson, and one just directly over Jackson, kind of close to DeKalb County. There, we are really going to continue watching the storms out towards Lawrence and Morgan County to keep an eye on that. I think the tornado possible tag severe thunderstorm warning was issued just generally because of this one storm. Um, so we are seeing rotation at this point. That is causing these storms to be warned now by the National Weather Service. Alright, so here is where your rotation is. If you're in Regent Forest, Fleming Hills, and Lily Flag, you need to be in your safe place now. Take shelter immediately. Move into an interior sturdy room of a sturdy building. Move away from doors and windows and stay there until this warning is allowed to expire. At 24 minutes, there's another spin-up tornado. This storm is moving at 40 miles per hour. Quarter-size hail can be expected. We'll read the bulletin here real quick in a minute. I want to take a storm track on this storm that is currently rotating. Alright, so English Village. Like this. Alright. English Village, you got 1 minute until this area, so you need to be in your safe place now. Willowbrook Estates, you got 3 minutes. Willowbrook, you got 4. Camelot, 4. Cherry Tree, you got 12. Berkeley, 13. Cedar Point, 21. Paint Rock, 21. And Woodville, you got 25. Got until 9:20 till this warning. You got 100. You got 920 people that will be affected by this warning. Go ahead and move to your safe place now. If there's not a tornado on the ground or anything like that, you are seeing straight line damaging winds possible towards New Hope, Woodward, going through that region there. So that is an area that we're really going to continue to watch for. But that is a new tornado warning. Take a look at our tornado warnings up here. You got about 7 minutes on these continuing. There's not even rotation on these anymore. Just heavy rain at this point. So those are definitely going to be allowed to be dropped. If you are in Huntsville, Gurley region, you need to be in your safe place now. This is a dangerous storm. If you are not in your safe place, you should be now. Just saying. There's our flash flood warning. We just got a flash flood warning now in effect. As I was talking about earlier, we do have training thunderstorms out in this area. And we now have a flash flood warning for Lawrence, Limestone, Morgan, Madison, Jackson counties in Alabama. Again, that is Lawrence, Limestone, Morgan, Madison, and Jackson counties in Alabama. That is a flash flood warning in effect. The reason why we got this flash flood warning is because we have seen multiple training just storms over the area, and now we're seeing dominant heavy rainfall over this area that continues through this region. So, folks, you really need to be in your safe place if you haven't been already. I do apologize. I'm trying to fix the stream issue because we are having lag. Alright. We're still live. Is that correct? Okay. We are still live. I was making sure that we didn't end the live stream there. Alright, so we're continuing to cover these 3 tornado warnings that we have in North Alabama. You need to be in your safe place. If you're around the Cherry Tree, well, let's see. If you're in South Huntsville, you're probably hearing those tornado sirens going off. So that being said, we are continuing to see these storms quickly rotate and dissipate. So if you're in South Huntsville, go ahead and take shelter. Lily Flag, Fleming. What the world? Okay. That's nice. Alright, so Scottsboro, you are now in a tornado warning as well. Welcome to the club. Alright, all seriousness, you need to be taking shelter if you are in Scottsboro. Scottsboro, Alabama, you need to be in your safe place. That is mainly following this line now as it catches up. Bear with me, folks. Alright, so we now have a tornado warning for the Scottsboro region. You need to be in your safe place now. I cannot stress this enough. We now have that's being issued. Really heavy rainfall going on here. 17 miles per hour being picked up on my end. But take that to note if you're in Lawrence County. Alright, so we have 5 tornado warnings out in Alabama. Actually, that's 4. I need to learn how to count. There's 4 tornado warnings in Alabama. So we have one just south of Huntsville, including Lily Flag, Gurley, Paint Rock, Woodward, going into Pleasant Grove. We have this one that also continues, that includes Pleasant Grove again, Skyline, High Top, Hollywood, including Scottsboro and Woodward, Lexington, and Section. You need to be in your safe place if you're not already. We also have our severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. These will expire in 2 minutes. So we're going to just leave these alone. We're going to pretend those are not there. We're going to watch these storms over Madison and Jackson County going into close to DeKalb County. That's Marshall County. Marshall County is under this tornado as well. We are having very bad stream issues at the moment. Alright, so we're continuing to cover this as it goes on. Most of the heavy rain that's going on right now throughout the region is now continuing. Rotation, I don't think is going to be plausible now for Lawrence County. I definitely think the area of Lawrence County is now in that freedom time, maybe down here towards this area, just south, let's see, southwest of Hempstead region of Lawrence County, maybe, with some velocity, but we'll have to watch. Straight line damaging winds are beginning to move through Gurley, Woodward, and High Top. This is why we got this tornado warning in the general first place. You can see that there's so many kinks in the line, they decided to issue this tornado warning for these areas. That's something to take a screenshot of, because that is a classic way of telling if and why a warning was issued. We just got those 2 tornado warnings up in Scottsboro to be dropped. Or not Scottsboro, but the other regions up there. There we go. I'm fixing up some things here and there. If you're in Lily Flag, Gurley, Maysville, going into Woodward, Pleasant Grove, Skyline, Scottsboro, Hollywood, Pisgah, Lexington section, you need to be in your safe place now. We got a new tornado warning. This is a late night event, very early in the morning as well. So if you're not in shelter already, go ahead and move into your shelter. Bring a bicycle helmet with you. And, bring a bicycle helmet with you and take shelter in an interior room of a sturdy building. Stay away from doors and windows. If you got family, bring them with you. Bring me with you and a weather radio with you. Just in case you happen to lose power, bring that weather radio with you. Bring a flashlight. go ahead and take shelter into an interior room of a sturdy building away from doors and windows, and stay there until this warning is allowed to be expired. Another round of storms are going to continue into this area. There is mainly moving east at this time. So flash flooding is going to be a very concerning thing for the rest of this evening. That scared me. Nice. So flash flooding will continue being an issue for this region of Gurley, Woodville, Scottsboro, High Top, going into Madison, Decatur. These areas where this training supercell or storms have been, that is where we're continuing to see that happen. Flash flooding be an issue. Here in Coleman, you're about to start hearing some thunder, rumbles here and there. So go ahead and be taking a watch on these storms, keeping a close eye on them. I say Lawrence County at the moment, you're probably going to be hearing rain showers, lightning and all, but they did discontinue that severe thunderstorm warning, so we're in the clear. We're in Lawrence, Morgan, Limestone, those areas. We're in the clear as of now, but I do want to say we still got till 8 a.m., so a tornado watch is still in effect till 8 a.m., but this line of storms continues throughout the region, and then we got the back half that is over here. So this is our round 2, if you would like to say. That's going to be moving through, but this right here is our main line here. This is where damaging winds are going to be the most expected. So if you are near the Priceville region going southbound or northbound on I-65, you're about to get slammed with this line. The main strongest line of storm is going to be here towards Huntsville, Madison County, New Hope, Scottsboro. That's Madison and Jackson going into Marshall and DeKalb County. This is where the strongest storms are going to be at with tornadoes possible. So you need to stay in your safe place if you're in this area. Look at that. Your classical spin up little kinks within the line. So if you're not already, you need to be in your safe place now. Within the Lily Flag, Gurley, Paint Rock, Pleasant Groves, Woodville, Skyline, Hollywood, Scottsboro, go ahead and take shelter now. Move into an interior room of a sturdy building if you haven't already. That's a line that we're going to continue to watch for. These tornado warnings, I think, will continue. Did I close that out? It looks like I did. I need to bring that back up. I need to be double sure on what's going on. 10 a.m. This one. So the tornado warning up in Huntsville, including Madison, Jackson, Madison, and Marshall County, is until 3:45 a.m. Central Daytime. At 3:10 a.m. Central Daytime, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles north of Gurley or 11 miles east of Morse Mill, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So that's that Huntsville storm. Never mind. That's not moving east though. Why is the warning box out? You know, I have no idea why they drew the warning box like that. They're making it look like it's moving southeast, which it is in generalized regions. So I could see why that warning box, but it's also moving south, we'll say about east, south, north, in a way. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of paint a picture of what we are going to see. If you are in, I'll draw a line, these areas, Gadsden, Albertville, Gunnersville, Fort Payne, Scottsboro, you just need to be continuing to keep watching, keep an eye on these storms. You're going to be next as this line is moving south to northeast. Training storms are continuing. Again, our other storms back here are also beginning to continue to move through the region. Real quickly check on our folks. All right. All right, there's our new tornado warning. We got a new tornado warning including Gunnersville and Albertville and New Hope, Alabama. They issued 2 of them? No. Okay. So, bear with me. I'm going to make a new post. on this one sale. I do apologize. Just trying to get these out posted for you folks that are not watching, just so everybody knows what's going on. We got a new tornado warning now for Gunnersville, parts of northeastern side of Gunnersville. We're going to be calling out a bunch of names now. This storm, about 23, this is radar indicated. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Marshall County in northeastern Alabama, southeastern Madison County in north central Alabama, west central DeKalb County in northeastern Alabama until 3:45 a.m. Central Daytime. At 3:20 a.m. Central Daytime, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Grant, or 10 miles north of Gunnersville, moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Hazard tornado radar indicated. Rotation is being noted. This is moving at 40 miles per hour. Bear with me, make sure I'm not missing any posts. Lots of lightning, that's about it. Alright, so I'm just going to say this right now. If you are in this general area, you might as well just be taking shelter. So that's going to be Gunnersville, New Hope, Fort Payne, Scottsboro, regions of Huntsville. Due to that, because of these storms being fairly strong, we're seeing a lot of couplets within the line. That right here towards Gurley. You need to be in a safe place if you're in Gurley. If you're in Pleasant Groves, you need to be in your safe place. A lot of areas of rotation. Also, we're going to have to watch for quick spin-ups, maybe touching the ground briefly. That is going to be very common throughout the rest of this morning. But this is a common appearance when you see a lot of storms. QLCS mainly. Very messy line right now, but we are seeing that continue. Let's see what we're seeing here. Here we're seeing lightning. Yeah, that's going to be to the right side of the camera. Three tornado warnings continue for the east of I-65. That includes Huntsville, Gurley, Woodville, Scottsboro, Gunnersville, Albertville, and Alabama. So counties of Madison, Jackson, DeKalb, and Marshall counties are in these tornado warnings. Very busy night. That is for certain. Coleman, you're probably getting some few rumbles of thunder, but nothing too severe out there. We got another line of storms that I'm watching towards Boneville, going north of Tupelo. These are going to move into the areas once again. Generally, I think these are weakening just enough as they're moving closer. They were producing tornadoes, but now they're not. I think most of our rain that we've seen already is cooling us down enough that we're not seeing too much of big severe weather, but these areas are untapped. That being said, that's why we're getting so many areas of rotation. That continues. This is the area we're watching. We're going on almost 2 hours of being live. I'm going to go ahead and mention if you're towards Paint Rock, you need to be in your safe place. Woodville, be in your safe place as well. Limb Rock, Larksville, Tupelo, Pikesville, going into Hollywood. That's where you need to be. It's your safe place. There's a lot of couplets out here. Same thing here towards Grant. You also need to be in your safe place. Many towns that I'm going to call out. I hope you're watching and staying weather aware. You need to be in your safe place now. Not seeing anything else at this time. It's hailing here. Hold on, folks. I believe it's hailing at my. We're getting hail at my general location. I'm gonna go ahead and hold that in. Let's go see. This is during the broad stream here, so bear with me. We're gonna take a quick look out. Yeah, I'm not able to see what's going on outside, uh, but it is raining heavily. So, but I just heard hail falling very quickly at that time. I don't know what's going on out there. I can't see. Alright, so we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for Coleman, Arab, Gunnersville, Albertsville, New Hope, and Boaz, Alabama. So that's the new severe thunderstorm with tornado possible tag on it. Go ahead and tag. Yeah. Well, that's. Never mind. Oh, if you're in Grant, be sure to be in your safe place. You are under a tornado warning, but that is an area that we're really going to have to continue to watch for. It might have just started hailing for a minute there over here in Alabama. I definitely heard some hail hitting the roof, so I don't know generally what it was doing because it's too dark. Another thing that we're seeing is that we're starting to see outflow boundaries coming off of these storms near Tupelo and Red Bay. That being said, these storms are weakening. That's going to affect the energy out here. Of course, the storms that we've had previously already affected the energy towards this region, so we should be fine in that area, but we're really going to have to continue watching that. I want to take a look at this. I'm going to pull it up and turn it right here. Alright, so if you're towards New Hope, Gunnersville, Albertsville, including Gurley, Woodville, and Scottsboro, y'all are still under a tornado warning. We also have a tornado warning for South Huntsville and pretty much into Huntsville downtown region. So if you're over there, you're also still under a tornado warning. But this tornado warning really doesn't include Huntsville at, yep, it just went expired. So that one's not really needed anymore. The good news is, Huntsville, you are now in the clear, and you're allowed to be, you can walk out of the shelter, check out if there's any damage out there. Wind damage mainly, because we haven't seen anything within tornado-wise. New tornado warning now for Morgan County, south, northeastern Coleman County, going into Marshall County. So that would include areas north of Eva. If you're north of Eva, go ahead and take shelter now. If you're in Arab, Albertville, you need to also be taking shelter. These are quick spin-up tornadoes that are continuing here within the region. Multiple tornado warnings are just being issued one after another for these quick spin-up tornadoes. So you really need to be in your safe place within the area. Go ahead and take shelter now. We've been live for almost 2 hours, and these warnings just won't stop. Bear with me, folks, as I try to post this as well. I do apologize about the silence. I do not like going silent on stream. but I'm also trying to upload and keep people updated who may not be in the stream. So again, multiple tornado warnings are continuing throughout the region here in North Alabama, mainly the eastern side of North Alabama. So you need to continue to be in your safe place. Pretty much if you're in Arab, Gunnersville, Albertsville, Boaz, New Hope, Woodville, Gurley, Scottsboro, going into Hollywood, you need to stay there until this warning is allowed to expire. It does not. We got this one until 28 minutes. Let's go ahead and read the bulletin. The National Weather Service in Huntsville, Alabama has issued a tornado warning for central Marshall County in northeastern Alabama, northeastern Coleman County in north central Alabama, and southeastern Morgan County in north central Alabama until 4 a.m. Central Daytime. At 3:30 a.m. Central Daytime, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 9 miles east of Falkville or 12 miles east of Hartselle, moving southeast at 50 miles per hour. These storms are booking it today. Hazard tornado source radar indicated. So no hail is really falling with this. It's small if it is. We just lost connection. That's wonderful. All right. We're going to go again. We're having some wonderful issues today with internet because it just does not want to work. So bear with us and we will go back live.